What if I told you there is a suburb in the Seattle area that is absolutely perfect for families, kids, couples, and also those who are retiring? On this episode of Living in Seattle, we're going to be talking about Mercer Island and what exactly makes this affluent community so tight-knit and highly in demand in the housing market. For our last video, we toured an amazing waterfront $7 million property on the south end of the island. Link for the video is in the description. So you must be thinking, are all Mercer Island properties this nice? Let's explore a couple of neighborhoods and find out. First, we're going to the south end of the island. This community has very walkable neighborhoods. The average price per square foot on a home is $460 for a 1970s to late 1980s property, somewhere between 2,100 to 2,700 square feet. And the other things that we're going to find as well here in terms of the architecture, multi-level, a split entry and two-story, lots of land as well. So the average lot is going to be 7,000 square feet. And I'm excited actually to show you this next house around the corner. So we're here in the foyer area. Immediately as I access the main door, grand ceiling with a skylight, a landing. You have a very well built and very sturdy as well, a staircase. This is all oak hardwood flooring. We have a water feature. It's actually right now operating, which is very cool. There is no koi fish right now, so it looks like they might be winterizing this water feature very soon. In this price range of the $1.8 million, which is basically very close to the floor on what we're going to find here in this community, is a lot of these properties are going to be dated. So there's going to be a lot of room for renovations, a lot of room to bring your creative ideas. This property really impressed me with its backyard view as well as its grand entrance. It did feel a bit cramped at times, but you cannot go wrong with the community aspect as well as the location. And several minutes away is the famous Pioneer Park, a large system of trails people go to walk their dogs and go for strolls. Now we are going to the north end of the island, where we will find properties similar to the ones we saw, as well as parks and shops that are within walking distance. We are now in the community of Mercerwood, which is at the very northern tip of the island. One of the main things about this community is that we are going to find very walkable neighborhoods. The limitation when it comes to actual walkability, we will need a car to transport to the business district or even to Burbank Park. The other thing too about these properties, the average price per square foot is going to range somewhere in the high 400s to low 500s for properties that are in the late 70s all the way through the early 90s. And so I can't wait to show you around on our next property. So let's go ahead and check it out. So as we get it past the front door, we get the woodwork light, the incandescent light fixtures here on my right. Then right behind we have a staircase that is a spiral. And this could definitely be an atrium. And let me tell you why. It's mainly because we have the grand window right above us with plenty of natural light flowing in. You definitely have that sense of openness, sense of space. Oh man, I just found this inner lining of a wood paneling leading all the way up to the skylight. I found this setting. This can definitely make it an office space, but look at what I found here. I actually have peekaboo views of Lake Washington And this is going to be just an unbelievable way to spend your working hours. Okay, and now we're in the kitchen, and in the kitchen we have a partly open space. You got plenty of cupboard here right on top of the counter. And as you see, there is this topaz type of concept that they try to envision here in this particular area. And you know, some of that topaz type of concept is attributed to the fact that we are in proximity to the lake. The one area here that really stood out is the soft lighting right above the recessed ceiling. And we couldn't miss the gas range along with the convection oven and the microwave here on my far left. This property is very well maintained, and though at times feels a bit run down, it still impresses me. Gave me those 70s and 80s feelings with a touch of a modern style. Mercer Island isn't just a big island full of expensive properties. They have local shops which are to die for, one of which is the famous Island Books. So you're a book lover and you don't want to come out of the island, so I have good news for you. You don't have to go any way further. Behind me is Island Books, and Island Books has been around for 49 years. They have a great variety of books. We are going to see nonfiction, diet books, workout books, business books, you name it. And so guys, let's go ahead and check it out. So you won't miss much from what you will find in the big stores. Psychology books, we got 6 shelves, history books of all kinds. Hey, and you won't disappoint the kids. Behind me we have the children's section for all you Harry Potter lovers and Lord of the Rings. So plenty of books right here, a lot of toys as well.
The community has supported and stepped behind this bookstore since it opened in 1973. But it's a community hub. People come home for the holidays, they come in here to shop. We have book fairs with the schools. We support a lot of community events. We host a lot of community events in here. We have seen people who were young kids come through here that are now adults. So we just try to make it a place where anyone can feel safe and comfortable and come and enjoy the bookstore.
Right in the heart of the business district, I have Oat Chocolate, now celebrating 37 years in the community. So white chocolate, milk chocolate, macadamia, you name it. Let's go ahead and check it out.
Well, it's a very old-fashioned grandma and grandpa chocolate shop. And it was mom and dad that started it 37 years ago. And now it's the 3rd generation with my daughter making chocolates like grandma. The Islanders really appreciate it because they know good quality, and if they didn't like it, they wouldn't continue to come back. And so they are very loyal. It's just unparalleled chocolates.
Unparalleled
yes.
chocolate. I'm in the most popular park of Mercer Island, Luther Burbank, where young professionals, families, singles, everybody comes together. So let's go ahead and check it out. Luther Burbank is actually at the very end of the island, and one of the things that I love most about being here is that it has sports facilities, tennis courts, very large playground for kids, 2 dog parks, 3 beaches, panoramic views of the west side of Bellevue, Mettenbauer, also on the very far west of the park, the wonderful skyline of Seattle downtown. This is such a gorgeous day. You know, days like this, you know, I whip out my racquetball, play tennis, and I bring my English bulldog here, and it's a lot of fun for her to actually interact with the other dogs. It's just, you know, makes the whole thing, you know, very gorgeous and amazing. So let's talk more about Mercer Island. So Mercer Island, we're going to see a population close to 26,000 people. A little over 10,000 of those are going to be actually households. Out of the 10,000 plus people being members of a household or part of a household, 28% of them are going to be children under the age of 18. 62% of the entire population are going to be people that are married. Also about 23% of the people are going to be young professionals. So we have a huge or a very large number of young professionals living in the community. There is a park and ride that is very close to the freeway, which is I-90, and I-90, as we are aware here in the island, it actually forks out into Seattle, downtown, along with the Bellevue, which is part of the east side. If you are considering buying a home in Mercer Island, there is no price point that is going to be less than $1.3 million. Therefore, this is going to actually have us a plan for what will be a non-conforming loan, which will require at least 20% down to qualify for financing. Usually the properties that are going to be in the market the most, where people have lived in those properties for 15 or more years, and they are going to be slightly dated. So if you're looking properties that are like in the 60s, 70s, 80s, so I would highly recommend that you consult with a very professional agent that understands the market very well in the island. I would highly encourage you to get a professional inspector to the property to ensure that the purchase that you're making ultimately won't bring surprises along the way after you settle. Now, here's the one thing that I want to leave you with. So, Mercer Island is a great community that brings everybody together, and particularly for myself, the one thing that I found the coolest about our visit to Mercer Island, and also as we support people like yourself, is the fact that when you get to the business district and you get to actually experience the community, you get to actually meet the owners of those stores that have been second, even third generation residents of Mercer Island. And you get to learn about the history behind the store, the history of the community. You go through this tiny experience. That's one of the coolest things that I actually got to experience in Mercer Island. And this is why Mercer Island makes it a very unique community for what we have here in Greater Seattle. What I learned by touring these neighborhoods and exploring the shops is that Mercer Island is not just a place people go to live and buy expensive properties. It's the community that makes Mercer Island so famous and lovable. By just meeting the people I met today, I felt like I was at home. So if you're looking for a place to live where you will never feel alone, you will never run out of people to talk to and amenities to enjoy, Mercer Island is the perfect place to be. If you found this video valuable, make sure to like it. And also, if you'd like to see more content like this, make sure to subscribe. I'll catch you in the next one.